Hi everybody, like Melissa and Karen, but you're everybody. So anyway, today is Sunday, April 4th, and happy Easter or happy Resurrection Day. And I'm about to make my Easter dinner. So because I'm going to be leaving the park tomorrow, I'm going to be leaving the Mustang Island State Park. I'm going to head over to my cousin's house in Floresville, Texas, which is maybe about 20 minutes from San Antonio. So I'm going to start my butane stove. And like I was saying yesterday, I'm going to start with the butter for my vegetables because the butter is just working better in this cast iron pan. So I'm gonna start with a generous amount of butter because why not? Right? Why not? So how was your guys' day today? I'm wondering what you were all up to in good old California. How the weather was. Here in Texas, it was beautiful. The weather was about 73, not too windy. Felt really good. Bikini weather. I haven't been in a bikini in years, but I put one on today. I don't know if that's scary or funny, but I felt alright in it. I didn't feel obese. Oh, ladies, I know you know what I'm talking about. So, like I was saying, since I'm leaving tomorrow, I am going to cook up as much of these vegetables as I can. Because I will just be staying one night. But, like I said, I'm going to see my cousin Larry. My cousin Larry, I've never met before. I did know he lived in San Antonio, or near it anyway, but I've never met him. He's actually my second cousin, and we are related through my grandfather. So, my grandfather, Tommy, and his mother were brother and sister. They are both deceased now, but it's nice to still keep finding out family is out there, and just pretty cool. So I was just rinsing off one of my carrots. Like, I do have a tub, I guess, kind of. I don't know what you want to call it, a wash bin, where I could wash vegetables and dishes, but honestly, I just don't want to wash another dish, so I don't use it. And, oh wow, I have a lot more wine left than I thought. So, I think now is a great time to go ahead and start finishing it. So, yay for me. Cheers. Okay. So, I did leave my peeler in my pantry. Here's my pantry. One day, I'll have the full setup like my neighbor Anthony over there. Whoops. He doesn't know I was putting the camera on him. But anyway, I can show you his deal one day. Not one day, I mean, I'm leaving tomorrow, but I do have pictures of it. So I got my peeler. And I need to turn the heat down because I'm already burning my butter. Bummer. I didn't mean to do that. but I did. So anyway, my trash can is right here, but it's so windy that the wind keeps blowing it away. So I'll just put it on my lap and I'll peel into it since it's clean. I know. Oh, my pantry lid came off from the wind. But anyway, I know some people don't like to peel their vegetables because they want all the nutrition value that's in the skins. So a lot of times, from what I understand, that's where all the nutrition is in the skins. So I had a couple pieces on my lap. So I am gonna go ahead and julienne this carrot again. Oh boy, I just remembered I have a potato, and actually that's the first thing I need to cut and put into that butter. So I'm gonna do the same thing with the potato. I'm actually gonna peel it. I'll probably just peel it about 50%. That's a big potato, but I'm just gonna go ahead and cook it all up. I'm gonna have so much food again tonight, but at least the majority will be vegetables. And as you know, our bodies process that and digest that rather fast. Well, I apparently turned the heat completely off on my propane stove, but no big deal because, like I said, I started to burn the butter. So, since my butter is on there, now is a perfect time to start seasoning the pan. So again, salt. I use these 3 for everything. Salt, pepper, garlic. I love garlic too. And I think today I'm gonna do some minced garlic. I'll show you how much. I mean, a decent amount, and I will re-season it again. So right now I'm gonna just cut this potato into cubes. That way it'll cook faster. They're kind of big cubes. And I probably really should only cook half the potato, but you know what? I'll cook it and then I'll eat the rest for breakfast tomorrow. So, actually I'm only gonna cook half. I will put the other half in a Ziploc baggie. So, let me reheat the stove. Great. And once again, I will use aluminum because it does seem to speed the cooking time up. Okay, so that's in there. I got my carrot. I got my potato. I got onion. So now I'm gonna cut the rest of this red bell pepper. Actually, I'm julienne the rest of my carrot. So, and I'm just gonna leave it on the side, ready to go. And then I love bell peppers and onions on top of filet mignon. Oh yeah, that's what we're having today. We're having filet mignon. Can't wait. I usually will have red meat about once a week. Well, I guess that really depends on what I'm doing. I mean, there's times where I will go completely vegan, or I'll go 90% vegan, and I will not eat any red meat at all. But today, I'm having red meat, and I think my body is craving it because I'm really excited about it. Okay. And you know, I really want to cut another carrot, but I have so many vegetables in there already. I should slow my roll. So, I'm gonna have the zucchini, and I have the rest of my asparagus from yesterday. So, but that's a lot. That's really a lot. So, I'm actually not gonna be able to. I'm not gonna cook the zucchini. I'm not gonna cook any more carrots. That's it for the onions. And I have to, my zucchini, or my asparagus is already ready. So anyway, it's on, I got a nice heat going. Ooh, can you hear that? Let me show you. You know, my garlic will burn up, but like I said, I like it crunchy and burnt like that. I don't mind it at all. I know some people don't like it, but again, do you? That's exactly what one of my BFF tells me. I call her Louise, and she calls me Thelma. Okay, so those are looking really good. I will add the carrots right now. And I'll let you check out the view behind me while I go grab some Ziploc bags. I'll be right back. Bye, Lee. Sure. I'll actually let you see the ocean view while I'm gone. How about that? Let's see. Okay. Enjoy. Just kidding. You know, it's kind of great that everybody right now is doing this no makeup thing. So I'm fitting right in. Natural. Not too many girls can do that or like even want to do it. Yeah. Who doesn't like potatoes? I don't eat potatoes very often either. But they sure are yummy when I do. So, after today, I'm gonna head on over to New Mexico. So I'll leave Texas and I'm gonna head on over to New Mexico. And I think my first stop is going to be the Carlsbad Taverns. So, Anthony, my new neighbor over here, was talking about them. And somebody else, who was I don't remember who I was talking to that they brought that up and they were going there too. So, obviously when you hear two different people talk about one particular location, you know you got to go check it out. So, just to make things a little bit easier, I decided to clean my other 2 carrots that I have for later, like tomorrow or the next day. That way they're just ready to go. And I'm gonna go ahead and peel those too, so that the next time I make a meal, it'll be really easy to cook. Less prep required. So I'm sure you can hear those birds and crows talking to each other. All I can think of is Nemo when I hear them. What did they used to say on Nemo? I'm gonna have to Google that because I know they used to say something when they were squawking. But I haven't watched Nemo in so long I don't remember. Maybe some of you know who have younger children. Yum, vegetables are so good for you. And then, like I said, it's okay to eat more if you want of the vegetables because our body digests them so fast. So usually when I like just do the vegan lifestyle, I'm eating every 2 hours because my body is just digesting it so fast. And it's just a good cleanse for your whole entire system. Yeah, these look amazing. And I'm about to put everything else in. And I'll show it to you in a minute. So I got the red onions. And again, I'm gonna season oops, did I catch it? Oh, got it. I'm gonna put some more salt. I'm gonna put some more pepper. And this time, I shouldn't have put salt because I'm gonna use a little bit of garlic salt. Yeah. Voila. Okay, so if you excuse me, I'm gonna put my leftover food in my cooler. The stuff I'm not gonna use until tomorrow. And the next time I actually go to the store and buy ice and get more protein and stuff, I'll show you how I pack my cooler or coolers. I actually have 2 coolers. So looks and smells so good. Say hi.
Hi.
That's Anthony, my new neighbor.
Just need to get rid of these coolers and get a refrigerator.
Yeah, you heard him. He's right. He's right. Like he was telling me, he's like, the longer you talk to me, you're not going to be sleeping in your car. You're going to be sleeping, in one of those. But, let me just show you his setup real quick while my veggies are cooking. This is just the back side of his area. And look,
Hey, that's my best side.
his backside's his best side. Mine too. Just kidding. So you'll see that thing right? That is an ice maker. Hello. Yes, you heard that correct. An ice maker. So that's something I definitely want to pick up because once I pick up an ice maker, I'm not gonna have to go buy ice anymore. But same point if I invest in a rig like this. Okay, yeah, so anyway, he has a microwave in there too and all his spices on his fridge and his propane tank. I mean, his Coleman 2 burner stove. He's set. No, he doesn't have COVID. He just has a cough. Just in case you're wondering. So anyway, so I cleaned my vegetable. I already cleaned my vegetable tray, so or cutting board. So I will put that away. And then, if I can find the bag it goes. I have these totally anal systems, but like everything goes in Ziplocs and inside of my pantry, and then I only cut protein on this one. It's like it's bamboo or something. I don't remember because I did get it at Target. So wow, this is cooking up really fast. And as a matter of fact, what I'm going to do is add some more butter because it's cooking up that fast. Whoops. Here, I'll show show you. Yeah, how good does that look? I mean, that would be so good for breakfast, those potatoes. I don't have any eggs, but I think I'm going to be having potatoes tomorrow for breakfast. I don't know what else. Maybe some leftover steak. Wow, that sounds really good. Steak and eggs. Okay, so I'm going to cut some butter, and then I'm going to put those asparagus spears in there. Everything's gonna come together beautifully. Now, I am fairly certain that all of these vegetables will be done by the time I get my meat prepped. So, I'm gonna spray. I have butter on the bottom melting, but for my asparagus spears that are on the top, I'm gonna just coat them with a little bit of olive oil. Oops. And then I'm gonna cover so that they can steam. That was hot. Alrighty. So what do you think? Like, I really, first of all, I'm enjoying this lifestyle, so I definitely see me going out again. But, will I be sleeping in my FJ Cruiser? Will I get a trailer to pull? We shall see. Okay. So, I got this filet mignon at the local HEB. It's half a pound, but it's USDA prime, boneless, so it's going to be very high quality, which I like. Alright, looks good. So I'll just leave it on that paper, and I will start the seasoning process once again. And again, it's my same 3 that I use pretty much on everything. But I'm going to add a little something different today, and you will see. So I am going to do the garlic salt this time on the meat. And you know me and my heat. Oh, before I go to the heat, I have a leftover Italian dressing package that I had opened. And I'm actually going to sprinkle a little bit of that on my steak. Yeah, that looks good. Right, look. I mean, if you're a meat eater, I know. Melissa, you're not a meat eater. Or Luis, you don't eat red meat. But let me tell you, it looks like it's gonna be very good. I love my food. I do. I'm definitely the foodie type, because I'm sure as some of you have seen me always posting my food on Facebook and Instagram for years. You know, I used to do a lot of meal prepping, and now I'm just kind of like meal per meal. And then my heat. A little bit of red chili peppers, or I also like to use cayenne, because cayenne pepper actually boosts your metabolism. Okay, these potatoes are done. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do my good old trusty foil, because it'll keep everything warm like it's supposed to. But I'm going to leave my asparagus spears in there, because those aren't quite done yet. They're almost done, but not quite. And everything else has like browned, like my onions. Gosh, I really when I usually make steak, I almost always do a medley of onions and all the bell peppers. It could be red, yellow, green, and then the same thing. I like to brown it. I don't know why I like things burnt crunchy. It's just, I don't know. Sorry for all those out there that don't like it like that and think I'm ruining food. But once again, I am gonna do me, and I'm gonna do what I like, because this is my food, my dinner, and my life. So, anyway. My spears are looking really good. So I'm gonna actually scoot those to the side a little bit. And then just to keep from things sticking to my cast iron, I put a good amount of olive oil on there so that when I lay my steak down. And you know what? I do not like fat on my meat, so I'm just gonna cut it off now. I know, that's another faux pas. But once again, I don't care, because this is my dinner. Yeah.
Question for you. Why are you cutting that off?
Oh, because I don't like the fat.
Cook it, I'll eat it.
Okay, I will.
I love fat.
Yeah, see, my mom does as well. Okay, right on. See, that's great. We can share.
Well, my stove just went up.
Like you ran out of propane?
No, it just went.
Oh, well, you can use mine when I'm done.
I'm just gonna.
You can use mine when
I'm
I'm
just
done.
gonna make some ramen soup for the sandwich.
Are you sure?
I love
You
ramen.
can use mine.
I like ramen soup.
Okay, because I'll be done with mine in like 15 minutes. Just saying. It's Easter. You have to have more than ramen soup.
No, we don't.
Okay. I
had
know,
a
of
big
course.
old big fat burger for lunch.
I'm gonna let Anthony be Anthony. So if Anthony wants ramen, he can have ramen. If I want burnt steak, I can have
Actually,
burnt
it's
steak.
not top ramen. It's a lot better. It's a better
A better, okay.
brand. Yeah.
It's not cup of noodles. Yeah. I don't. Did I season my asparagus? Oh Lord, I don't remember. Well, I don't want to over salt, but I will put pepper on it. Oh, it's an Asian brand, huh? Here, let me.
A lot better noodles and the
Oh, it's
flavor pack inside.
yeah,
is,
better.
It's not all salt, and I only use half of it anyway. So.
Okay. Yeah, and noodles would be perfect in this weather. It's not.
Noodles are perfect any day.
My kid would live on them if I let her. As a matter of fact, my mom, every time, it's funny, like when she sends care kits to my kids when they're away in college. So Nevaeh's home right now, but because she's online schooling. But every time my mom sends care kits to Nevaeh and even Blue, it always contains a 5-pack of ramen. My kids love ramen. So everybody loves ramen, right? Sometimes we just want that comfort food that makes us happy, kind of feeds the soul. So done. Another clean device. And again, it goes inside of a plastic bag. And I think I'm gonna pull the asparagus. Oh, yeah. So I don't know if you just heard that, but Anthony just started his generator. So his generator to run his refrigerator, but he only runs it for like an hour or two a day. Or actually he said 1 or 2 hours a day, because he's diabetic and he has insulin in his fridge. But this morning he started his generator. I think he probably ran it for about an hour. But he pulled out a chelada. Who was I talking to about the cheladas? It was my cousin Larry. Okay, so my second cousin, just so that I'm clear. He pulled a chelada out of the refrigerator, and granted, it had not been on for easily 12, 15 hours, but that beer was cold like it just came out of an ice chest. So, you know, and I will admit that living out of an ice chest does kind of suck, because every 1 to 2 days I need to get ice. And here, ice is about $2 for 10 pounds, I think, which isn't that bad, but when you having to spend that, every other day, or even every day, it gets old quick. Because just, you have to leave your campsite, you have to go to the store. It would be nice to just, like, I mean, imagine having a ice maker while you're camping. Like, how cool would that really, really honestly be? Some of us, you know, can't even camp because it doesn't have outlets for curling irons. You know, we've all been guilty of that. So I'm not calling one specific person out. You know who you are. But anyway, knife is clean. Where's my oh, I forgot to put my cover on my peeler. I just like to keep everything together properly, because this will just be my traveling kit. And then this knife case has a sharpener in it, so every time I open it and close it, it's sharpening my knife. And it's been a really good knife that I picked up at Target, about $16. Most of the new stuff that I have here came from Target, because I do, besides my property management and vacation rental business, I do personal shop. So right after COVID hit, you know, a year ago, I only did my property management and vacation rental job. It's the only job I've had for the last, like, gosh, I said Blue was 21 the other day, or 22, but I really think she's 25. I can't believe it. So anyway, the only job I've ever had in the last 20 years was my Mexican business. I cannot believe it's been 20 years. That is crazy. I don't know how the time flies so fast. So, clean that up. I'm gonna dry it up. My steak is ready to flip. It's looking, oh, I forgot to season the other side. So I'll do that now before I flip. Sometimes you have to be careful with the type of seasonings you use, because if your pan is too hot, it will burn the seasoning. So on the other side, I'm gonna do some minced garlic, just to give it a little bit more kick. And I'll add some of this, because I don't have any A1, and usually I eat my my steak with A1, but not today. I'm learning that I don't need to cover it or cover my food in sauces, because a lot of times those sauces carry a lot of sugar in them. So it's best to just use spices and herbs. I love it when I have fresh herbs. As some of you might know, I just recently got a garden plot in the city of Carlsbad. It's about 30 by 10 feet roughly. And before I left to come here, I built all my planter boxes. Well, first of all, I mean, let me go from the beginning while I'm at it. Sorry, just putting my stuff away. You know, it's hard for me to work unless I know where everything is and everything stays organized. So it's just easier for me. Let's see. Okay, I was just making sure my stove was still on, which it is. Oh, I forgot to put a little bit of heat on the other side. And typically anything with heat, spicy, will help boost your metabolism. I don't know if that's old news. If it's old news, please comment below and tell me, because some of my knowledge or education might be old on health and fitness and lifestyle, but I was always under the impression that cayenne pepper or any kind of peppers jumpstart or kick your metabolism. Okay, I got my plate, and I like to put my plate underneath here, and I'm gonna flip. Guess what? Gosh darn it, I have this feeling I already ran out of butane. For some reason, these butane tanks within the last few days are going really, I'm going through them fast. Yep, sure enough, I'm already out of butane. So I will show you how I change that for those of you who are interested. And I need to go get another butane tank out of my car. So let's go. And you can kind of see. Oh, I have to try to remember where I put him. Oh, I put him in the front seat. That's right.
Cup of tea?
Oh, no, thank you. I'm good. He just asked if I wanted a cup of tea. But I have my wine. Okay, so anyway, I'm going to let you enjoy the ocean view once again while I go get the butane for my stove. So hold on. So I went through 3 cans in a week of cooking pretty much 2 meals a day. Today was the only day that I had a liquid breakfast, which I drink those a lot when I'm home. So anyway, let me show you what's involved in this. It's getting a little windy. I'm gonna have to move my stove. Open this, you pull this out. Why is it wet? I don't know, I'm a rookie at this stuff, but it's wet, so I'm gonna just dry it off. I'm gonna remove the lid, I know, Melissa, you were really curious about this butane fuel. And like I said, it was only maybe under $3. Oh, I thought there was something on my face, but it's the camera. So anyway, you have to make sure this lip right here is facing up. And you stick it in there, you put the little hole in the thing, close it, and then, where is it? There it is. You push this down. Sorry for the bad view. Push that down, and then all you do is you click it and it'll light up. Boom. Just like that. And I'll turn it a little bit, let my steak finish cooking, and there you have it. So it's, wow, I've been online for 41 minutes. So it's taken me 41 minutes to cook my meal, which I'm really surprised I found something to talk about for 40 minutes. So anyway, where I'm about to grub down, I went ahead and put my vegetables on top of my steak. That way my vegetables stay warm while my steak's finishing cooking. In the meantime, I'm gonna take this little fat piece that's cooked and go give it to Anthony, so I'll be right back. Wow, look at the ocean and the sun setting down. It looks really pretty. Okay, yeah, so I gave Anthony that steak, little piece. He's stoked. And then you should see, I'm gonna show you the ocean again. Can you see? You can kind of see the sun setting behind me, which I will angle it a little bit. See, because there's not a whole lot to do while the steak cooks. So I already have my wine. So you can kind of see the sun back there. I'm gonna try to get a fire going again tonight. But look at the ocean. Or the Gulf of Mexico. Gulf of California? I don't know what it is. Sea of Cortez? No. I'm just being silly. I really don't know my geography very well, so this has been a really nice trip to learn about different parts of the country, you know, because a girl who, like many of you, have only lived in California. I was a California girl all my life until roughly 2003, when I picked up my life, took my 1 and 6-year-old and moved to Cabo. So that was definitely different. All right, my steak is done. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna present. Is that what it's called? I'm gonna so I had the butcher butterfly my steak, so I will put it together on my plate, and I will lay all my vegetables on the plate, and you will see how delicious this looks. Oh my gosh. Happy Easter, everybody. I hope you all enjoyed your Easter meals today with your families. My family managed to FaceTime me today, so it was really good to at least see them since I couldn't be present with them. But I think they get it. I think they get it now. So I'm gonna turn that butane stove off now. That way I don't waste any more of my butane. That's been part of my problem. Okay, so again, what do you think? How does that look? Okay, here we go. Oh. Potato. So good, I'm gonna have another one. Yummy. And I just realized I don't have a knife to cut my steak. So what I will do is get my paring knife, because it's smaller, it's better than that big, huge knife I was using. Oh wow. See, some of you would love this. See, I still like to cook. Oh, sorry. I bumped you. My leg fell. My bone fell. Well, one day I'll get a tripod. Maybe I'll be professional. But anyway, that's probably perfect for how most people like to eat it. But since you know me so well, that one's going back on the grill. But this bite right here, I'll still eat. Even though it's a little raw, I don't mind it. Actually, I'm gonna go give this one to Anthony because there's a little too much fat on it for me. Yeah. All right. Okay, so, geez, even this other one's a little too red for me. Ooh, but I'm still gonna take a bite. Not the whole bite. Oh, wow. That is excellent. Very tender. Very flavorful. And to be honest, I'm kind of wondering if I should not put it back on the grill. So let me enjoy these vegetables before they get cold, and we'll see you tomorrow or the next day. Cheers. Have a great evening.